Hello, my name is Omar Faruk Tekbilek. In this video, I like to share with you my experience as a ney player, but also the singer, how I achieve breathing control and breathing awareness. There are many beautiful teachers that I was lucky that I encounter, and I got many advices from them, and also digesting them into my approach too. So I come to the conclusion, as of course many people, we know this fact that breath is the bridge between our soul and our body. Through breath, we become alive. Also in yogic tradition, they say whoever controls their diaphragm, which is the motivator of our breath, he controls all his emotion. See, our emotions controlled by our diaphragm. It regulates our breathing mechanism. One of the saying that I learned from my beloved teacher, Aka Gündüz Kutbay, God bless his soul, he told me, there is a natural tendency in as a human being, we have a pressure in our breath, even when we talk, even when we play the ney, because he was a ney player. So in order to realize that pressure that we have in our breath, we must exhale all the way out. Because if we stop, as we say, shallow breathing, if we don't fill up all the way or exhale all the way, then we don't realize that we have a pressure. Also, in this case, there is a famous saying, take a deep breath. But we cannot take a deep breath unless we have a full empty lungs. Actually, it should be opposite. If we don't have the empty lung, how can we take a deep breath? If it's half full, we are not getting deep breath. So it should be opposite. We should exhale all the way, then we can have the deep breath naturally. So he said, in order to understand that pressure, we have to exhale all the way out, then we see that. So in my previous video, I demonstrate that, because as a ney player, if we blow naturally, so I will just show again that what happens. If I blow like this, which I used to do this many years, but then when I was 55 years old, I remember Aka Gündüz's advice. I said, let me do this. Then I did this. It became like this. See, I start from here. If I stop, I didn't know. But if I continue, because of the pressure, because it's going down, so pressure naturally went down. It became like this. So this is why he says we have to blow until the last drop of our breath. So in this sense, when we realize that with the less pressure, then it becomes very smooth. It becomes like, then it comes to, instead of feeling from the lung, all the breath comes all the way to our mouth, which we are blowing from here. With this sense, then we can blow continuously. I couldn't do that before, but when I did this, now I am able to do this. See, I don't stop. Also in this sense, voice coach, he advised me, when we sing, it feels like, rather than exhaling, it feels like we are drinking the air. But this only can happen if we use just enough air to produce the sound. Then it happens, which is the same principle. If we emphasize, then it doesn't happen. Just like this. So I can demonstrate this as voice, like instead of oh, but if you do It's the same principle. Also, like when we are young, we are just energetic. We are wasting our energy. More we get older, so we learn how to do the things with less energy, even in our thought, even in our motion, in our breathing. So this is parallel to in every field of life. If we use less, it is more. If you do more, the action becomes less effective. So less is more, more is less. It's in the recording too, in the music, in every sense it happens. So from this point, what I come, so before when I was doing this blowing thing, but I realized how I learned to blow the ney, because my brother told me first you have to have shape of whistling. So that whistling shape holds the around the ney, then it hits the edge and makes the sound. So I said, okay. When I was whistling, suddenly I realized. So the amazing thing about the whistling is we can make sound while we inhale, while we exhale, while also the inhale. So instead of using the ney, I start to practice just whistle. Now lately I am just whistling, inhaling. So this way, so without the instrument, and then we can just use our body instrument, and then put the instrument, as also in Sufi tradition, my teacher was telling me too. He said that instrument, any instrument, just not only the ney, it has to be not only the extension as a protest of addition to our body, it has to be extension of our breath. So we are playing our body actually. Then our body is manifests through the instrument, whatever we put. So then I realized, okay, my instrument is this, my body. So I can take care of my body, we exercise, but breathing exercise. So we develop the sense of we don't need nothing. First, we have to be whatever we have naturally without having any additional thing, which is our, in this case, is our whistling. So I'm always, I start with the inhale rather than the exhale, because there is a pressure. But when I inhale, I realize right away that the inhaling, that the power of inhaling. Now in this say, I want to mention that I learned from yogic tradition. I come to the learning the teaching of the Buddha. Buddha has 8 advisors. So but the first 3 of them is very important. The rest is the detail. But the first 3 was very important, which is very related to this one. He says, first thing is become aware of inhaling. How we inhale. And then he says, become aware of exhaling. So how we push. Second thing is follow your inhaling. And follow your exhaling. Then the third one is, he says, become your posture of your body. So how you are standing, how you are erected, you are, because when you do actually, when we become aware of it, follow our breath. Second one is important. When we follow, suddenly we become erected. We cannot stay like this when you eat deep breath. So this is all related. So I always remember this, being aware of inhale. Also, there is another great secret here. Thought and breathing cannot be together. When we think, look at yourself, we are not breathing, we are thinking. When we breathe, we cannot think. So the highest form of meditation is awareness of the breath. Any technique of meditation, whatever the technique detail they say, but in essence, there is always awareness of breath. So I come to the conclusion, just to get rid of this, all the details, what is the essence is awareness of the breath. It is not only the oxygen, but it's the whole life energy going through and regulating the flow of our blood and all the machine that going on. Tremendous energy is happening, but the fuel is the breath. Thank you. Hope to see you next episode, inshallah.